Hello and welcome to Getting Started with Sticky Webmail. In this brief tutorial, we'll simply cover how to input your personal information on your profile page to personalize your Sticky Webmail account. Before we begin, I'd like to describe exactly what Sticky Webmail is. And quite simply, it's an autoresponder and email marketing platform that works in conjunction with sticky web pages. And what an autoresponder is simply a platform or a system that will communicate with your clients, your prospects, or your guests, anyone who leaves information on your website to request more information, by sending out a series of emails or individual emails. It is your communication platform. Now, to begin, we're simply going to log into the 8K a week back office by entering our email address and our password. Now, once we're in the back office of 8K a week, we're simply going to take our cursor and scroll up to the top navigation bar and hover on Sticky Platform. In the drop-down menu, we're going to click on Sticky Webmail. This will bring us to our Sticky Webmail dashboard, and you can see that it's very clean. It's very easy to navigate through. Here is our top navigation bar, and any of the links that we don't cover in this tutorial, we will cover in future tutorials. Before we begin personalizing it by adding our information under the Profiles tab, I'd just like to point out the Help button on the navigation bar. In the drop-down menu, click on Help Index, and you can see that we get a system help box that will basically take you through an introduction of what an autoresponder is, straight down through everything you need to know to complete any task with this email marketing platform. So let's close the help box by simply scrolling up to the red X in the box and closing it. And let's begin personalizing this account by adding our personal information under the profile menu. So I'm going to hover my mouse on top of Profiles in the navigation bar. Then I'm going to click on Show in the drop-down menu. Now you can see a profile box has just populated. And in this box, under the Actions button, I'd like to click on the Properties tab. And once we do that, we're at an Edit Profile page, and you can see all of the buttons on the top of the Edit Profile page. We're simply going to work with three buttons here: Personal, Customization, and Confirmation. Everything else we will cover in future tutorials. Now, before we begin entering our personal information in here, I'd like to point out why it looks the way it looks with these brackets and text underneath all of the titles. When you enter information beside first name, and we'll put test in here because this is a test account, in any pre-written email or any email where there is a tag, when the email is sent out, the system will look for the name that corresponds with the tag. And that's why we're only going to fill out a few of these boxes. I'd also like to point out anything that has a red line next to it is a mandatory field. You must fill out that information. So let's begin by adding our first and last name. I'm going to add 8K in here, and then our full name as well. And I'm simply adding full name in there because if we choose to use the My Full Name tag, it'll look for our full name in the profile. So I'll enter test 8K, and this is where you would enter your full name. Here is where you would enter your first name. Here is where you would enter your last name. Here is where you'd enter your full name. Here is where you'd enter your company name. I'm going to add 8K a week here. I'm going to scroll down and go to phone number 1. I'm going to add a fictitious phone number in here. This is where you would add your phone number. Going to scroll down to email address 1. Going to enter the 8K a week email address in here. This is where you would enter your email address. Now I'm going to scroll down to web address, and we're going to enter a web address in here. I'd like to stop here and show you the recommended web address to use with this platform. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page, and I'm going to press the save button. This is very important. Anytime we make changes, we must press the save button. Anytime we add additional information, we must press the save button. And you can see up here on the top, it says profile changes have been saved. So I'd like to take you back to the 8K a week back office. I'd like to show you how to get there and show you what web address I'm recommending to put in there. So if we scroll the cursor above the navigation bar, and we can see 8K a week here, which will take us back to the 8K a week back office. So I'm going to click on that, and now we're back at the 8K a week back office. Now, the web address that I'd like to populate on that profile page, you will find under important links, your guest area. So I'm going to click on that, your guest area, in the drop-down menu. And you can see that the guest area has opened in a new frame or a new window. In the address bar of this new window is your web address for this page. I'm going to simply click my cursor in front of it, hold it down, and scroll back over the web address. And I'm going to press the Command and C button to copy it. If you're using a PC, you can press the Control and C button. If you're using a mouse, right-click and copy. Now, the reason why I'm sending them to this web page is because I'm going to scroll down and show you that there is no capture form on this page. We don't want them to opt in a second time. That can turn some people off and have them not look at your site. So we're basically just sending them to the guest area so that they can get all the information they need to make an informed decision. So now that we have that guest area address link copied onto our clipboard, I'm going to close this window out by simply hitting the red X button in the upper left-hand corner of the window. Now we're back at the 8K a week back office. I'm going to scroll over to Sticky Platform, and in the drop-down menu, go back to Sticky Web Mail. Once again, to the navigation bar under Profiles, I'm going to click on the Show Profile button. When the profile box appears, under the Action link, we're going to click on Properties. We're now back at the Edit Profile page, and I'm scrolling down to My Web Address 1. Here I'm going to click, copy, and paste the web address for the guest area landing page. I'm going to press Command and V, and that will paste that in there. If you're using a PC, press Control and V, again, V for victory, Control and V, and if you're using a mouse, just right-click and paste. Now I'm going to scroll down to the final area that I'd like to address, and that would be domain and website settings. This will be already installed for you with your default email address that you use for 8K a week. You can change them if you like. Here, the system name must be entered. Again, anywhere there is a red bar, you must put information there. I'm just going to call this system name 8K Test. Once again, we've made changes. We've added some stuff in here. We must click the Save button. Once we click the Save button, we can scroll up to the top and clearly see that profile changes have been saved. Now I'm going to show you two more tabs that I'd like to address in this tutorial. The next tab would be Customization. In the Customization tab, I'd like you to address only this top field, and you can see that it is optional, but again recommended. This is the default custom subscribe success page URL, which simply means when someone leaves their information on your 8K a week or your Sticky Web Pages website and they press the go button, it's automatically going to redirect them to another page. And that, my recommendation, is the guest area landing page. So I'm going to put my cursor in here. I still have it in my clipboard. So I'm going to press the Command plus the V button, V for victory, and I'm going to paste the guest area web page in that box. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and press Save. Going to scroll up to the top. You can see that the profile changes have been saved. And now we're going to move along to the last tab that I'd like to address in this tutorial, which is the Confirmation tab. And this is the default subscription confirmation success page, which is also optional. This is the page that when they receive an email and the email states you have requested more information, please click here to agree. We'd like to divert them back to our guest area page again. Now this is optional, but it is recommended. So I'm simply going to press Command and V and paste the guest area page in there as well. And note that I'm always sending them back to the information page. We let the page do the selling for us, and they don't have to go looking for it. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and press the Save button. Once it resets, we can see that the profile changes have been saved. And now we've clearly addressed all of the personal information we need to get us on to the next tutorial. And what we simply did was a little bit of typing and entered our personal information into the edit profile pages. In the very next tutorial, we will cover how to import a campaign, a pre-written campaign geared for 8K a week, into the campaigns box so that we can begin setting out a series of campaigns, a series of emails for 8K a week. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll see you on the next show.